board. And we'll just go ahead and get started. We have one more coach that's going to hop on, but we have plenty of time. And I posted a little agenda for everybody, just so you kind of knew what to expect from this event. And we want to make sure we hit what we have seen as to be the most commonly asked questions, and so that we can basically answer all your questions in this call. Hopefully that's the goal, but if not, that's okay, because we're always here to answer questions as well. So that's kind of the way we're going to go ahead and do it. So I'm going to introduce everyone, and then Nathan's going to kick it off first and talk about the day in the life of a coach and the coaching opportunity. If you didn't get a chance to check out everyone did, or most people did, a little snippet about who we are. Make sure you check it out after the event. The event will be open for another week. So Nate will start us off with the day in the life of a coach and our coaching community. And then Stephanie Mahalik is going to share about how we do these challenge groups, which many of you probably have participated in. So you've been on it on the challenger side of it all, but she will share a little bit more information on that. Christy Bugtadine is going to talk about something that a lot of people commonly talk about, which is I'm just not fit enough. Why would I be a fitness coach? So she's going to go ahead and talk about that a little bit. Missy Wardy is going to talk about like the time management, because that's a concern of a lot of busy moms, not always moms, busy dads, people who also have another job or other obligations. So she's going to go ahead and talk about that. Christy Hyman's going to talk about not knowing enough people or feeling like, who would I talk to? She's going to address that question. I'm going to talk about the big elephant in the room, which is money. Everyone wants to know about that. So I have some good information to share with you about that. And then Sarah Bry is going to kind of close out and tell us, like, where do you go from here? What happens next? We want to make sure we cover all the bases, so that if this is something that you think would fit nicely in your life, it would be, we want to make it foolproof for you, so you know exactly what you would need to do to move forward and what kind of support you would receive. So with that said, I'm going to make sure everyone's muted, except for, hold on, it looks like we've got a few people. Oh, mute all, that works. All right, and Nathan is going to go ahead first, so I'm going to turn it over to you, Nate, and you can go ahead and tell us about the day in the life of a coach, and I'll mute myself.
You bet, thanks. All right, so a lot of people, when they first think of coaching, they say, they don't see themselves as coaches. But let me just tell you guys real quick about what it is that we do, like the day in, day out stuff that makes it a lot more relatable than you might think. For coaches and really anybody who's on a fitness or wellness journey, there's 4 steps that or 4 tasks every day that we are that we're trying to make sure that we're staying on top of. 1 is the fitness side of it, so workouts. 2 is nutrition. Taking care of what we're putting into our bodies, whether you're in on Shakeology or not. Number 3 is personal development, feeding our minds, feeding our souls. And number 4 is engagement. Now, the level of engagement is entirely it's up to you. If you're someone who's trying to recruit challengers, if you're someone who's in it from the business sense of things, that's one thing. But if you're someone who is what we call a discount coach, and you're just in it with the coach that brought you on, and you're interacting with people within like your own groups and challenge groups and so forth, then that's entirely fine too. So really, we want to hit those 4 things every single day. And those are, like I said, the extent to which you do those is completely up to you. The nice thing about being a coach with those 4 things is that you have some inherent accountability that comes with being part of this coaching network, this coaching community, because everybody else that's a coach, they're working on this, and we're all in contact with each other. And the fact that we all have like the same kind of common vision and the same goals for ourselves. Not our goals aren't going to be exactly the same, but it's about wanting to get better every day. It's about taking care of ourselves so that we can show other people that they're able to take care of themselves as well. That's what it all comes down to. So when we are talking about the most important things, the most important thing that you can do as a coach is take care of yourself. Hit your four vital behaviors every single day. Lead by example. And that is really the no matter what level of coach you're at, whether you're someone who has just begun, someone who doesn't have an interest in the business side of things, or someone who's been around for several years and has amassed a huge team. This is something that's a common thread that we all share. And it's something that you can't hope to take care of other people in your life or to be more for other people in your life if you're not taking care of yourself. So first and foremost, take care of yourself. Now, as far as I already alluded to the community side of things, there is not only is there incredible accountability that comes with deciding to become a coach, again, no matter what level that you decide to take part in this, but the community, the camaraderie, the bond. You guys, it's so hard to explain until you're actually in it, but I'll try anyway. There is something to be said that what you are capable of when you surround yourself with people who share the same vision and the same mission as you, and you jump into something with people who have been doing this and are progressive and moving forward. Not only does it make you want to do it yourself, it helps you succeed in doing it yourself. You understand that your failures aren't failures, they're stepping stones, that you have a network of people who think like you and are going to be as supportive of you as you could possibly need. You guys, this group there's in this chat right here, about half of these folks are coaches, and I've had the pleasure of spending time with them in person and on calls like this, and these people get it. These people are in it for you and in it for each other, and there's nothing that it's a feeling unlike anything else that I can possibly describe. But so I don't talk in circles, I'll just kind of say this. For as much as this is something that you need to do for yourself, doing it like for yourself with a bunch of other people who are doing it for themselves as well is going to raise your game in a way that you can't possibly imagine. And it's more than just, the whole Beachbody thing. It's more than just workout programs. It's more than just nutrition. The community will help you with the most important piece of this, which is the mindset. And the support that you would get by just immersing yourself in this world will help you immensely in your own journey. Like I said, in a way that it's hard to fathom. But of all the coaches who are going to be talking to you tonight, I'm the newest one that's in on this. And I knew 1 month into doing Beachbody programs that I wanted to coach because I wanted to be part of this world, because I knew that there was no turning back for me, and I wanted to keep getting better with the fitness, with the nutrition, with the mindset, with the personal development. And this is the way to do it. If you want to make your focus about becoming the best version of you possible, there's no better way. Even if you're not even interested in building a team yourself, but becoming part of the team on a level, a next level higher than what you would be even as a challenger, this is the way to do it. And speaking about community real quick, this isn't all just online. This isn't all just Facebook. We have, there's events that are happening at least every quarter where we have quarterly events called Super Saturdays that happen 4 times a year, where we're getting together with people like local coaches. So people who are on your team, you're meeting up with other people who are in your area that are presenting different things about what Beachbody has in store coming forward. You get a chance to talk with other people to see what they're going through. There's a group workout. There is, it's just general team building. And then we have our annual summit, which is all of the coaches in the country who want to attend. We just, it was in New Orleans this year, and there was upwards of 30,000 Beachbody coaches. And I'll tell you what, is as great as the company stuff was, the speakers that we got to listen to, you want to talk about explosive personal growth and fuel for your mind and soul. It's incredible. It's something that you get on a regular basis, a daily basis. As much as you want, you can get that with this group and with this community. And like I said, with the support is unlike anything else, because we all understand what people are going through, and the problems and the obstacles and challenges that you may have may not be as unique as you think they are. There's a lot of people from different walks of life that do this, that can relate and help and network, and it truly is amazing. But I'm going to try to keep myself from going any further with this and taking up more time, so I'll pass the baton on. Thanks. Stephanie, are you up next?
Yep, I'm up next. Can everybody hear me okay? Well, thank you everybody for jumping on. I know Mondays are usually crazy for everyone, with whether you work from home or you're a stay-at-home parent or a working parent outside of the home. So thank you for hopping on. I was really excited when I got the topic of challenge groups, because that's kind of the core of what we do as coaches. Our goal is to help people get fit, not only from the outside, but the inside as well. So typically what happens is, when you're talking to a coach, you work with that coach to decide the best program for you. And we have probably, hundreds of different workouts. We want to make sure everything is tailor-made to you. Everybody isn't going to be able to do the same kind of workout. So we work with each individual to come up with the best plan for them. When we decide on a workout for you, we will put you into a challenge group, and we can do it a couple different ways. Some of us do challenge groups, private challenge groups on Facebook, and others coaches do them through, it's an actual app that you can do, a private app, but everything is private. So everything that's done in the challenge group is only seen by the people that are actually in the challenge group. And what's so exciting about the challenge group is you bond with the people in your group. You're all, you may not all be doing the same workout, or may not all be following the exact same nutrition plan, but you're all checking in daily. You're all sharing your challenges, you're sharing your successes, and everybody is cheering you along the way. I've had some people, I've been coaching, it'll be 3 years in January. I've had some ladies in my various groups for probably almost the whole 3 years. They reached their goals months ago, but they've all bonded, and it's like they're automatically going to go to the next group, whether they need to lose any weight or not. So it's really nice that you actually will become friends with the people in your group. You'll get to know about their families, and it's so rewarding to see that first day when everybody is like, I'm not going to be able to do this, and then the group rallies around, and they're all working toward the same goal. And it's just the most exciting thing to get to the end of that group. And our groups can vary anywhere from 21 days to 30 days. Some programs are longer. So each group's going to be a little different, and each coach will run their groups a little differently. I know with me, my groups have been predominantly women. Not because I don't want men, I just haven't had any men in any of my groups. So I know Sarah Bry and Nathan, they have a lot of mixed groups with men and women. So it just depends on the type of people that you're working with. But the groups are unbelievable. You know, the coaches in the group provide you with menus according to your own personal goals, meal plans for the whole length. And once the group ends, it doesn't mean we end as your coach. You're pretty much stuck with us for life, unless you don't want our help anymore. We give you that option too. But I think if you haven't participated in a challenge group, it's a good way to get an introduction into coaching. That's what happened with me. If you didn't watch my little intro, I participated in a group myself. I wanted to lose some weight to go on a cruise, and I loved it. And the camaraderie of the group kept me going. And at the end of, I think, 21 days, I had lost like 17 pounds. I'm like, this group thing, we're on to something here. So I decided to stick with it. And then I was approached by the coach running the group to say, hey, you seem to participate, you seem to like the group. Would you consider coaching? And I'm like, you know what? Let's do it. That was 3 years ago, and I haven't looked back. So it's a great way to kind of get your feet wet and try out the group before you actually get into coaching. So it's fun, a lot of fun. And I think that's what I have. I think the next person is Christy, going to talk about not being fit enough.
Can you hear me? Okay. So I have the responsibility of talking about how many of us may have, I know this is when I started, thought that we are not fit enough. I'm not skinny enough. Who's going to want me as their health and fitness coach? And I actually started this journey, is it over 3 years ago? And it was right when 21 Day Fix had come out, and my coach Sarah had invited a friend and I to do this. And I thought, 21 days, I can do that. And I did, for a year, I did the discount journey. But whenever I would share about what I was doing, people wanted to know what I was doing. And so I thought, well, I could maybe do this coaching thing. But I share that because I feel like we're just average people. And you don't have to be a fitness guru. You don't have to have we are not nutritionists. We learn a lot. I would say over the last 3 years, I have learned a lot about nutrition and, how to fuel my body better. But I just think that we're average people that do this and want to share what we're doing and what works for us. Accountability is another reason why people want to join and work with you, because they want you to go through this accountability with them. And actually, it's one of my favorite parts because it keeps me accountable with my workouts. When I'm having to post about what I'm eating, because I'm expecting them to post about what they're eating, it's something that keeps me on track with my nutrition. And so that's another reason why you don't have to be like at your goal. I mean, you can, but people want to be able to relate to you. They don't want the skinniest person. They want somebody that they can relate to. Also, they want to see that you're going through the struggles and doing it right along with them. I think one of the things that we find on Facebook is that people post a lot about their highlights. And I think that when you are real with people, that's also a relatable aspect. Sometimes you don't want to post about a cheat meal or something like that, but your challengers and your people and your friends that follow you want to know that you're real and that you do cheat once in a while. You're not perfect. Because you're going to attract the people that are also like you. That is something that I've realized over the last year or so now, is that, like Stephanie mentioned, I have not had many men challengers, and that's because they don't relate to me as much. So you do find the people that relate to you, the moms or whatever it is, if you're a younger college student or middle-aged, whatever it is, that you're going to attract the people that are related, that are going to relate to you. And then your transformation. People want to see you as you have a transformation. So, if you're not there yet, it's okay. Like, you'll get there and you can celebrate when you get there. But as you go, that's when you're going to see people that are interested in what you're doing. My sister had quite a transformation and lost over 50 pounds with 21 Day Fix and a couple different workouts. And every single time she posted, even if it was just another 5 or 10 pounds, she had people like, what are you doing? So it just goes to show that you don't have to be at your goal weight to be a coach, to be a fitness coach. And the last thing that I wanted to touch on is the mindset. And I know Nathan touched on this a little bit. I think that I am a completely different person than I was 3 years ago as far as the mindset goes. I think we hear a lot of growth mindset talk now. It's even in the classroom. I am a teacher, and I just think that being a coach, this used to freak me out, being on these calls and sharing, and now it's like, it's just, you don't get nervous. Your confidence has been built. As you transform your body, your mind transforms. So it just, all around, people want to be able to relate to you. They want to see you on your journey, and they want you, right alongside with them, because when they struggle, they want to know that you've been there too and that you can relate to that. So that's what I have for I'm not fit enough to be your coach. So I forget who's next. Melissa?
I think it's me. Hi, I am Melissa Wardy, and I'm going to talk about, can I coach with a full-time job, and will I have enough time? I shared my story yesterday a little bit. I've been coaching for a little over 2 years. It was 2 years at the end of July. I am a full-time teacher, so the school year brings on a lot of added activities, stress. I also have 2 kids that are involved in activities. So that was a hesitation at first, when you take on something that could be definitely life-altering for the better. You have to wonder, how are you going to make time for this? And the first thing that I had to make sure that I did not do was to compromise any of my family time. That's always been a priority to me, is making sure that I still have time for my family and that this wasn't going to interfere in that time. And I can tell you that it is totally doable. You just have to, do it with some fidelity, and you have to kind of become a type A person where you have things planned out. There's a lot of people that will work straight out, like for an hour or 2 every single day. I can do that in the summer when I have more freedom, but right now in the beginning of the school year, I'm working in basically what we call power pockets, where I'm fitting in, a half hour before I get up and work out in the morning. I'm responding to messages during my lunch hour. I'm listening to personal development on the way home in the car. And then after my kids go to bed, I can spend a good 45 minutes to an hour working my business then too. Weekends, depending on, what we have going on, I have a little bit more time where I can fit in some more consistent working business hours. I think the biggest helpful tip that I have in regards to working this job and also still working full time is you have to know, like Nathan said, what are your 4 vital behaviors? And you have to basically make a to-do list. And that's pretty much what I do every day. I have sticky notes all over my desk at school, in my, next to my nightstand, in front of me. I am a complete and total note taker. I love to cross things off. But then at the end of the night, I'm remaking my list for tomorrow. There's a lot of good personal development books out there to help you, like scheduling. Miracle Morning is a really good one. Eat That Frog is a really good one. That's how I start my days, with the personal development. And, sometimes you got to sacrifice TV, and you have to get up a little bit earlier. I know a lot of us get up before 5 o'clock and we get our personal development in and our workout in before we go to work. And, that way when I get home, I'm not too tired, and I can't really use that as an excuse as to, my students really drained me today. I guess I'm not getting my workout in. You have to make it a priority. And if it's something that you really want, then you're going to make the effort to do it. And then I just said a little bit before about the fidelity. Like if you just can go in and just have your blinders on and not pay attention to all the dings and the whistles and the, your notifications going off when you're working. And if you can just turn those off and find a set spot for you, you can make it work just like in your regular full-time job. So I know there's a lot of us that do work full-time, and we're doing the best we can with a lot of time that we have to work. So I look forward to the day when I can do this as my full-time job and I don't have to work in little power pockets anymore. So that is what I was going to talk about.
Right.
I'm not sure who's up next.
I'm Christy, and I have a question for you guys. Have you guys ever watched Brady Bunch? Because every time I'm on a Zoom call, I feel like we're the Brady Bunch. Does anyone want to be Marsha? Anyway, I was distracted by that. I'm going to be talking about, I don't know enough people. How in the world do you expect me to coach? I don't have enough people to reach out to. How could I ever get enough challengers? How can I get any other coaches? I am a stay-at-home mom. If it doesn't happen at Costco, Target, or Meijer, I don't really know about it because those are the only places I get out. I may see my mail carrier throughout the day, but other than that, it's me and my kids. And it's a big concern when you don't feel like you have this natural market of people. And I want to tell you that you got to change your mindset on that, because you know a whole lot more people than you think you do. And even Beachbody helps you out. When you sign up to become a coach, you have a back office. They call it the Coach Online Office. And it has a whole bunch of tools and things you can use to help you learn how to do the business, how to grow your business, how to run challenge groups. I mean, you name it. It's got every type of aid available to you. Not to mention like all the other coaches who are there to help you along the way too. But I went into there and they've got something called the Memory Jogger. And I printed it off. It's just a PDF. It says, you want to build your contact list? Well, here it is. This is 4 pages of suggestions, just suggestions alone about who you might know. So, I mean, obviously, you've got your friends and your family. You've got in-laws. You've got coworkers if you have a job. You have church members. You have a small group that you could tap into. I know my neighborhood we've got probably 400 or 500 houses in my neighborhood. It's a pretty big one. And we have a Facebook page, and that has opened up a whole new world of people because our neighborhood's connecting and we're getting together for neighborhood outings. We have, we call it Chateau Palooza every year. It's kind of like the potluck. We grill out and do prizes. We have sledding for the kids. So that's just another chance, another opportunity to meet more people. If you don't have a Facebook page for your neighborhood group, then create one. I mean, there are so many opportunities that you can do. You go through your kids' school list, the parents you know at school, any babysitters, it says. Are there any social groups? Like, do you go bowling? Do you play cards with people? The possibilities really are endless. And I know, too, on top of that, Facebook is a great way to connect. You can basically look anybody up that you want. As long as you know their name and somewhat what they look like, you can probably find them. High school, it's kind of hard. People are changing. They don't look quite the same as they used to. Maiden names might have changed and that sort of thing. But Facebook has really opened up a lot of people and places that you can look for people too. And if you're not a part of Instagram, Instagram is a great social media tool where people that you don't know and have never met love to connect with you. So if you post something on Instagram, people can search for it and they can find you and they can find posts that they want to see more of and they can start following you. So that's another option of people who can help to grow your list of people you could reach out to. LinkedIn, a lot of people, there are so many just social network sites that you can tap into. LinkedIn, if you are a member of something on Facebook, maybe you're a member of a dog group or a running group, or there's like a craft beer one in Grand Rapids, Michigan. There are so many. I'm part of a mom's group where, we share our stories about our kids and everything. And you can slowly get to know those people and start commenting on their things, and you end up developing a friendship. And that's what this is all about too. Like, this isn't just like a cold call. It's not knocking on someone's door that you don't know and being like, come to my group, I want you in my group. It's not like that. It's about building the relationships and actually having the friendships and getting to know people and making it a personal thing. So if you are worried about how many people do I know, we want you to build the relationships. We want you to grow that. That's what it is all about. And that's what makes it so rewarding, is that you widen your network, you widen your circle of friends. And it's true what they are saying, that you become friends with your challengers, you become friends with the coaches that you run groups with, you become friends with your team. So I know that I probably had like 300 or 400 contacts on Facebook when I started this. And part of what we do as coaches, part of we call it the power hour, where we work and do our daily tasks and everything. But part of that is making sure that you're adding new contacts each day. Because if you don't add new contacts, then you're going to run out of people to talk to about it, right? So just by adding 1 or 2 people a day, I am now up to about 1,300 people on Facebook in 1 year, and I'm doing it little by little. And so it's possible. It's possible. You guys can grow your networks, whether you're a stay-at-home parent, whether you're busy with work, whether, whatever your situation is, you can make it work if you really want to. And if you have questions about it, we can help. I joke too, because I have conversations with people like at the checkout lanes at Costco, Meijer, and Target. I've probably talked to like 3 or 4 people about their weight and about their journey and that sort of thing. I have joked about asking my UPS guy to come and join our group because I ordered a new set of heavy weights, and he seemed like he was struggling a lot bringing them up to my front porch. So I'm like, maybe I should talk to you about this too. So, but this list, like I said, this list is like gold. It goes on and on. It says, oh, other people you might know. And I was cracking up going through some of these, because you may not go talk to your funeral director, but you might, but it's an idea, and it's going to open up possibilities and that sort of thing. Shriners temples was another one. What else? Oh, upholstery cleaners. You never know. You never know who you're going to start a conversation with. But these are all opportunities, and you realize that because of coaching, that you do start conversations with people more, and you probably wouldn't have normally done that. And like I said, it just makes it makes your world a brighter, friendlier place. And I mean, you're getting to know people left and right, and it's really rewarding in that way too. So that's about all I have to say. Like I said, it doesn't matter how many people you know now. You can get to know a lot of people, and you can make it work for you.
Awesome. And thank goodness for social media. I mean, it just like widens our world so much too. And I'm going to piggyback on some of this, even though I'm going to talk a little bit about money. My name's Sarah Boldman, if you didn't know who I was. But it's going to piggyback on a little bit of what Christy was just talking about with, the people you might know and things like that, because I want to talk to you about how you can make money in this business. It's something that people always wonder, okay, what is this all about? How do you really make money? How, we've kind of covered some topics about time and, okay, I don't know enough people, I'm not fit enough. Like, how would you really make money doing this? So I'm going to go into it and kind of walk you through what it might look like in the first few months, and then kind of fast forward what it could look like down the road. Let me just preface by saying that there are many people, like lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of coaches who have left their job to do this full time. Okay. There are lots of multimillionaires in this business. The number one coach has been doing this for 5 years. She's making multi-million dollars. She does this full time, I think working probably 5 hours a day on her business from home. Her schedule's obviously very flexible. Obviously none of us are the number one coaches here, but we all have seen the fruits of our labor at varying levels. Some of us have been coaching longer than others, but I've been coaching for 3.5 years. And so I've been able to see some of these pieces I'm going to talk to you about in a minute. So when you become a coach, the investment is $40. However, with that said, we always sort of suggest someone start with a challenge pack. Now, with that said, if you've already purchased a challenge pack, you can upgrade to become a coach basically for free. You have to pay it up front, but then you get reimbursed. So if you've purchased a challenge pack already, you can become a coach for free. That initial fee would be waived. So that's pretty cool. If you are not a customer at all right now, we would highly suggest you purchase a challenge pack, because one of the things of being a coach is being a product of the product. Because like Nate said in the very beginning of the call, this is not just about growing a business. I mean, it is, but it's also about developing ourselves in a way and surrounding ourselves with a community that supports like us bettering ourselves from the inside out. It's not just about getting a six-pack abs, or it's not just about making some money. It's about just like becoming better people in general. So we highly suggest that challenge pack in the beginning if you are just brand new and kind of listening in from the beginning. So once you join, many of you have already done this, but you would go into a challenge group of some sort and start working through your program. And what you would do, and this is where that social media part that I was going to talk about to piggyback on what Christy just said, was that we have the beauty of social media to be able to share what we're doing. And we call it sharing because that's what we're doing. We're simply sharing just what we're doing. What are we eating? Provide value to people, sharing like, okay, this is what, I made for dinner and this really helped me with this craving. Or today I did this workout, check out this move I did. Or sometimes it's showing progress. Oh my gosh, this is the progress, look at, you might show like a before and after, or you might be maybe you'll talk about a different type of transformation, just how you've been able to make time for yourself. But that's what you would start doing, is becoming more open on social media. And believe me, in the beginning, I was like freakishly scared about that in the beginning, but don't worry. It's almost like freeing to be able to be like vulnerable in that way and sharing. And it also keeps you darn accountable, because there's people watching you and you're like, oh, I got to get that dang workout in. Or if you're if you're running a challenge group, so anyway, so in the beginning, that's what you would do. And your goal in month 1 would try to get 3 people to do it with you. Like, hey, you want to do this with me? Let's do it together. Okay. So kind of our goal each month really is to get 3 people to join us each month. And what you get from that is a 25% commission. Okay. Now I want to preface right now that is not the main source that like these millionaires are making, or even many of us are making, is not just from commission. Commission is a piece of it, but I do want to kind of paint a picture for you. Let's say you sell 3 challenge packs, or you invite 3 people and they join a challenge group with you and get a challenge pack. You make a 25% commission on each of those. Let's say you make a $50 commission on each of those, just making an even number. That's $150 in month 1. Okay. Most people who drink Shakeology continue to drink Shakeology, especially if they're actively involved in a challenge group, they're seeing results, all of those things we want. We're trying to help these people reach those goals that they're trying to reach. Month 2, you're trying to get 3 people again. That's $150. But then guess what? You are also getting commission from your month 1 people, because month 2, they're likely going to order Shakeology again. And then you move on to month 3 and you get 3 more people. Okay, so you see how it compounds? That's just kind of a simple illustration. And that's only one way that we make money. And that's actually probably the smallest way that we make money. Okay, but that just kind of helps you understand. And generally, kind of the way we look at it is we see who are the people that are really just working their tails off and hitting those goals, or really are not giving up. And those are coaches you want to work with. Those are people you want on your team. You want to find people that are like you, that think like you, that have sort of the same mentality. And those are the people we invite to maybe learn about the coaching opportunity. Like many of you on this call, you were invited for a reason. That, coaching might be something that could assist you. And that's when we start building a team. And generally, like I said, sometimes we'll invite someone that it hasn't been involved in a challenge group or anything like that, because we just see those qualities in that person. But many times we invite them after they've participated and we're seeing that they're working their tails off, they're doing a great job, they're seeing results, they're actively engaged. And we look at it as this is an opportunity for them to, make some money and continue to improve themselves and grow something and help other people and pay it forward. So that's kind of how we look at it. So consistently over time, if you build a team, what happens next? And I'm just going to kind of generalize it, because if you became a coach, you'll get explained it much more in detail. But just so you have an understanding, once you start building a team, not only are you still receiving that 25% commission from new Shakeology orders and recurring Shakeology orders, or any products people purchase. If someone buys a Derm Exclusive, which is our face line, I would get a commission from that as well. Or if someone purchases, I don't know, workout gear or whatever, I would get a commission. But not just that, we would also, once you start building a team, once you get 2 people, 2 coaches, you would start building what we call team cycle bonus. You do not need to memorize that or have a complete understanding about it. But basically what it does is that Beachbody starts rewarding you for how well your team is performing. And you get what we call a bonus. And again, I'm not going to confuse you with the details of it, but as soon as you get 2 coaches, you are eligible for that, and you can begin collecting that team cycle bonus. Now, I'm a coach. I've been coaching for 3.5 years. I want to say 70 coaches. I'm not sure. So you kind of look at it from that perspective. So I do have a pretty substantial team cycle bonus coming in for me doing nothing at this point. If I don't do nothing, but I'm just saying, like, if I just didn't do anything for a week, I would still collect a paycheck, which is wonderful when you start building that momentum with your team. And what happens, this is basically how you build that residual fortune. That's how Melanie Mitchell, who's our #1 coach in our company, has made millions. There's many other coaches that are making a lot of money as well. What can happen is that you can earn up to $12,000 per week just in team cycle bonus in one business center. Okay, so that's $624,000 a year for life, residual income every year for life. So that's a heck of a lot of money, but I'm not done yet, because what can happen is as you start building your business, you will be able to open new business centers to create more income, and each business center is eligible to make that team cycle bonus and commission. Okay. Currently, I have 2 business centers. My upline coach has maybe 4. She's bringing in quite a good, she has 4. She's making a good income. And she's selling probably 4 to 5 challenge packs a month. So when you look at it, commission is not a big piece of it once you start building that team. So imagine if you were able to open up even 4 business centers and multiply, let's say maximize that out. That's 4 business centers times $12,000. Do the math. That's a lot of money in 1 week. Okay. So the income potential is pretty significant. And the way I looked at it, when I first started this business, I'm into health and fitness. I've always have been. So it's a passion of mine to begin with. But I also recognize that every person, I'd venture to say that every person you meet at some point in their life has been on a fitness journey, wants to be on a fitness journey, or will be on a fitness journey. Okay. So we have such an opportunity to help so many people that it's incredible. Okay. So don't think that this isn't possible for you, because it absolutely is. This coaching opportunity has completely flipped our life upside down. It allowed us to move 2 states over to a new state, got our house that we wanted. I'm now working part-time. I have 4 kids, so I didn't quit my job because, we have 4 kids. But anyway, so you kind of have to have that belief, like, this is real. Start dreaming about it, because this is real. This is the real deal. The last thing I want to mention too, also when you start building your business to different rank levels, Beachbody starts giving you quarterly bonuses. Okay, so basically there's a pool of money for that particular rank, and Beachbody gives 2% of total earnings and divides it amongst those qualified people. Now, the fact that Beachbody is a $1 billion company you have to recognize that, like, some of our top coaches will get a quarterly bonus. That's quarterly, one quarter, you have 4 of them a year, about $55,000. Okay, when you break it down, the lowest quarterly bonus for our 2-star diamonds is usually around $800, which isn't a bad chunk of money when you it just kind of, you get it randomly, you get it, and when you don't even remember it. Sometimes I forget that I have it coming in. I'm like, oh yes, it's exciting. So there's a lot of really great opportunities for money, and we don't always like to talk about money because honestly, we wouldn't just do this for the money. Your heart needs to be in this business to be successful. So, we don't always talk about this topic, but it is important because let's face it, we have to pay the bills and we have things that we need to take care of. And, if it's something that you want to make a big business, you can. If it's something that you just want to do on the side, you can do that as well. Hey, maybe you just want to do it to get your Shakeology paid for, that's cool too. But whatever you want, we would be able to support you in that. So I hope that is that's a summary. And I certainly can go more in detail with anyone if they have specific questions. And of course, the coach that invited you on this call will follow up with you, and we can always answer those questions then. So I am going to pass the baton over to Miss Sarah Bry, who is going to kind of close us out and talk about what's next and all that good stuff.
Hello, can you hear me? I'm sorry for all the movement. My internet connection has been unstable all night, which is kind of like my life. I feel unstable at times. Hey, thanks for hopping on. Can you guys type in the chat where you're from? Because this is awesome. There's so many of you that I have no clue who you are or who invited you. And I think it would just be cool to see where everybody's from. And I'm going to try not to get distracted. Coaches too, because, then other people, we can just connect and see. And I also want to see who's on from the furthest. I think I know, but I'm just curious. Thank you for giving us your time. As Sarah said, I'm another Sarah. And I get terrified doing these. I always want to puke right beforehand, because how do I do justice? How do I portray to you how do I capture what this business has done for me, I guess, and so many others. And I always get nervous because I really want to do a good job of that, because I don't want someone to miss out because I've missed something. Luckily, you've heard from an amazing team. And I hope that you've been maybe taking notes or jot down questions in that chat bar. That's what it's for. And someone will reply. It won't be me because I'm talking right now, but someone's going to reply. Anyway, I hope I do it justice. I always say a quick prayer beforehand. But we do want to thank you for being here. We want to thank you for hanging with us for so long. I know you're probably extremely busy, and it's awesome that you have made this call a priority and you've given some time. We're not here to push or pull you in any direction. We're here to share a story, and hopefully something that one of us has said will resonate with you. So my story is going to be intertwined throughout what I have to say. And Carl Bleemaster, you can be in charge of cutting me off because I tend to go on a rant. And sometimes I get going and I get on a roll and I black out, and then I wake up and I'm like, what just happened? So if I talk too long, let me know. Next steps though, I want to tell you first, we've all been in your shoes. So 2.5 years ago, I was in your shoes and where someone approached me about the coaching opportunity. Actually, that's not entirely true. I reached out to my upline because she had approached me to do some clean eating and some different challenge groups, and I'd said no. I'd said no for about 7 months. But I reached out to her because I was newly divorced. I have 3 kids who are, right now they're 12, 10, and 8. Amazing kids, active. And at that point, I was going to lose my home. And I was a mess as far as nutrition and my mindset. I was battling depression, anxiety, blah, 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 right? Okay, it was bad. It was in a really bad place. And I'm sure that maybe you haven't gone exactly through what I've been through, but you've all struggled with something in your life. If you haven't, kudos to you. Write a freaking book and I'll buy it. And I'll take whatever you've done and I'll implement it into my life. But we've all struggled at some point. And so I reached out to my upline. And originally, I went all in with the coaching. I wanted to get healthy, first of all, for my kids, because I was skipping meals, wasn't eating, and I actually used Beachbody to gain weight. So I've heard the word skinny a few times tonight, and people who are skinny are not necessarily healthy. I want to make that very, very clear. I was underweight. No one really knew. I mean, I hit it well, but I used Beachbody programs to gain weight and to gain energy. And I just kept gaining. I just kept gaining from there. I gained confidence. I gained a community. I gained support. I gained the mindset and belief that I can do this. And it started out as wanting to save my home. And I remember sitting on my deck with my upline coach. She's not on this call, but just crying, saying, help me. Help me. I'll do whatever I need to do. I'll just do whatever I need to do. And at that point, I needed a job that I could work on my own time. And that's what you can do with this. It's beautiful. You're the boss. And I had other job opportunities. I'm a full-time teacher, by the way. I teach third grade. So I have a good job. I have a job that I love, but it wasn't cutting it. When I got divorced, I lost like $1,200 a month in income. So I entered Beachbody and I jumped all in, and it started out as save me and my kids and my home. And now it is completely so much bigger than that. It's amazing what has been able to transpire because of it. And I'm happy to say I am sitting in that home that I did save. And I needed like $600 a month, I think, which seemed at the time like, how am I ever going to do this? And that I just want you to know it's possible. Whatever you throw out there as your goal, it's possible. And you've heard about our community, and it's true, you're not alone. We don't reach our goals unless you reach your goals. We don't reach our goals unless our clients and challengers reach their goals, which I love. I actually get more excited when my coaches reach their goals now than when I do. I thrive off of that. And when I have challengers, I have several coaches on this call tonight who started out as challengers. And when they tell me they've lost, 80 pounds, I get more excited about that than anything. So next steps, I guess, I want you to just know that your age doesn't matter, your weight, your gender, your education, your background, your status as far as married, divorced, widowed, single, whatever. None of that matters. What matters is what you think and believe. And what matters is what you truly believe you're capable of. And that's what's changed for me the most. The physical is secondary. I'm not minimizing that, because there are people that have lost hundreds of pounds, but it truly is secondary. If you talk to any one of those people, they're going to tell you what's changed the most is their mind. And what's changed is their relationships and their job, and they're going for things that they never would have dreamed of going for. So, again, you may not have a story like mine, but someone out there does. And you have a chance to reach them. Someone out there has a story where they're depressed, or they are dealing with anxiety, or they need to lose weight, or they need to gain weight, or they're just really freaking unhappy. And they're not sure what to do. They're in a job that they hate, or they're struggling paycheck to paycheck. They're struggling to make ends meet. And you might be able to reach one of them. And that's what the gold is. If you made a decision to do this, I think you would find that's the gold. We don't do it for you. We don't do it for them, but we get a ringside seat, baby. And it is awesome. It truly is. And I can't think of a greater purpose. I really can't. So when I was sitting in, maybe not exactly your shoes, but when I was thinking about coaching 2.5 years ago, I thought, what's the worst that can happen? The worst that can happen is I do this, I invest the $160 into my health, which I needed at the time. And the coaching doesn't work out, but I'm healthier. That's what I thought. I'm healthier. What business do you know of where you can start a business for $160 and at the end of it fails, you just say you're healthier? You've learned about nutrition, you've either lost weight or gained weight or toned up, or your mindset is healthier or stronger. That was my worst case scenario. And I think that's pretty amazing. Like in my mind, I was like, what do I have to lose? So I guess your next steps are, first of all, talk to your coach, because you were invited here for a reason. The person who invited you sees something in you that you maybe don't see for yourself yet. They see something where this might help your family. This might help you personally. Maybe it's not for you, but you know someone that this could be for. Like, I've invited a lot of people on this call. I just want your feedback. I just want to know what we can do better. And I want to know if there's someone you know where we can reach and we can help. Because that truly is our goal. Like Sarah said, yes, you do make an income. Yes, you can create a life of financial freedom and freedom of time. You can if you choose to do that, if you made that choice. But you don't do that unless you lead with your heart. And you don't do that unless you truly want to help people. So your coach invited you because you have inspired them in some way. And you may not think that, but I am telling you it's the truth. I'm not inviting losers to this call. I'm not inviting people. I'm just going to be real with you. I'm not inviting people who are negative and who always have to badmouth others and who gossip and who don't care about other people. I don't invite them to these calls. And I can guarantee you your coach is not inviting people like that to these calls. So they see something in you that is a force to be reckoned with, that can truly change someone else's life, starting with your own. Nathan said it. It starts with you. And that's the accountability piece that you gain from this is second to none. You got to walk the walk or it's just not going to happen. So I guess your next steps would be to be open-minded. Ask questions if you have them. I'm going to tell you this. I listened to Simon Sinek. He's one of my favorite authors. And I think it was him or Les Brown said, people who say no immediately are usually not successful. And it makes sense. If you're not open-minded and you're not asking questions and do your research, I'm all for that. Then you're closed-minded and you're not going to do well in anything, I guess. So be open-minded. Ask those questions. You might not have questions now, but if you really think about it, you'll probably have some later on. And I'm going to encourage you to do what I did and what a lot of people on this call have done. Take a brave look at your life. And that's hard. Take a brave look at your life and ask yourself, where do you want to be in 5 years? Because when I got up and I looked in the mirror 2.5 years ago and I took a brave look at my life, I did not like what I saw. I didn't like myself as a mom. I thought I was a failure to my kids. And at that point, I'll never forget it. They were all sleeping in my bed. Like, I really could get a 1-bedroom house because they all want to sleep in my bed. But I'm watching them sleep. And I thought, I'm such a freaking loser. I'm going to lose my house. I failed at my marriage. Like, that's where my mind was at. And I finally said, I'm done. I'm done with this. I'm done with being scared. I'm done with not knowing how I'm going to pay for groceries. I'm done with being worried if I'm going to lose my house. And I'm done being a victim. I am done being a victim. I created this mess. I can get myself out of it. And this is the catalyst that I used. And it's been pretty much the best decision I've ever made. But I had to ask myself, where do I want to be in 5 years? And I wrote it out. I have a vision board. And guess what? I'm making it happen. And people laugh at it. People laugh when I say I'm going to be completely debt-free in 3 years. And people laugh when I say I'm going to have the choice to give up teaching. And that's okay. Not everyone has to see it. Not everyone has to see your dream. You have to see it. And I am telling you, if you see that dream, you have all these people on this call and hundreds of others that aren't, because our team is big, that will support that dream. We've got you. Every time I have a bad day, I contact one of these people on this call every single time. And they're there. And I haven't even met some of them in person. So I guess take a brave look at your life, and you've heard the 3 different coaching options. It's really up to you. And if it's not for you, it is not for you. Like Sarah said, you have to love it. You have to love helping people. You kind of have to like fitness or learn to like it to be a fitness coach. So, and you really should love the products too. And if it's not for you, maybe you know someone that it is for. Did I miss anything, you guys? That might have been my fastest wrap up ever. Sarah might be describing the community. I didn't see where you're all from. Holt, Canada. I thought I had someone on from California. Ooh, Florida. Are there any questions? I'm not going to scroll through all of these, but I got an amen. I like that. I like it when I get an amen. Sarah, did I miss anything?
I don't think so. Unless anyone has any questions at the top of their head. But of course, we've all said, you might have some thoughts afterward. Because we appreciate you for being on this call, because I know this took an hour of your time. However, this really is an amazing opportunity. We wouldn't waste your time. Promise, 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 promise. So, we really hope that you think about it, consider it. Is it something that might fit your life? Is it something that might fit your best friend's life or your sister's life? Or, we just really want to share the love, because it's really been a blessing to all of us on the call.
I'm raising my hand. I'm sorry, one other thing, because I said this. I've had a lot of people who say to me, I just can't afford it. Okay, I've done that. I have said that. And I am telling you, if you can't afford $160 to invest in your health, don't you think something needs to change in your life? That should be like a serious red flag right there. When I tell myself I can't afford $160, that was a clue to me that, wow, this is not the road I want to go down anymore. And something has to change. And you might not see the how yet, but you will. You don't have to know how you're going to do it yet. You just got to do it. I didn't know the how. But it works out, and you have a team to support you. Okay, I better shut up before something else pops in my head and the call gets really long.
No, you're amazing, Sarah. I love listening to you. I could listen to you all night. All right, everyone, thank you so much for coming on the call. And I hope this helps answer a lot of questions. We did record it, so I will post the recording, because there was quite a few people that were not available. It is later at night, but it's hard to accommodate everybody. But we will make sure it's posted in the event, which will be open for a week, and we will make sure to be available to talk to you if you were interested in this opportunity or want to just kind of ask some more questions, or maybe you're just curious about everything. That's totally cool too. So I'm going to go ahead and stop recording, and unless we have anything for the good of the order, we'll go ahead and end the call, and we will all be talking with you soon. So have an awesome night, everyone. Thanks again for getting on.